welcome family, and thanks for joining me for a discussion video of Empire Season 4, Episode 3. I'm going to take a look at the trailer and I'm going to discuss some of the things that we might see during Episode 3. Your boy didn't go to work today. Been a bum all day. Time go by so fast when you don't go to work. Oh well, but let's get into this. I'm going to keep this brief. We're going to start off with Anika. Anika, of course, she's fresh out of jail, out of the 5 months stint in jail, and she want her baby Bella back. And Hakeem, of course, we seen him say, no, she ain't going nowhere. That's right, Hakeem, stand up being like a man. Tell you kick rocks. You can visit her, but she ain't leaving. So, I think Anika's going to go back to the person she talked to about watching Bella before she went away to jail, or if she had to do some prison time, and that was Cookie. So I think Anika's gonna go to the mansion to speak to Cookie and ask Cookie to help her get that baby back. And Cookie gonna tell her, look, nah, he's doing good with the child. Leave the child there. She's been there 5 months or so. That's her home right now. Don't shake her up. Leave her there. You can visit as much as you want, and we can arrange for her to stay with you here and there. Anika ain't gonna be flying with that. She gonna run back to Mrs. D, because we also remember that Mrs. D was also doing something with Anika. So who knows what Anika signed before she went to jail? Maybe she gave custody to Mrs. D. Who knows? And maybe the reason why Mrs. D wanted those Tuesday visits to occur every Tuesday, regardless, and was taking pictures to verify those visits was occurring, because maybe those visits would establish that Mrs. D continued to have custody of Bella. So when they go to court, Hakeem would lose because the custody would return back to the mother, and he would have to petition the mother to get custody, or however he's going to do it through the courts. So that might have been why those Tuesday visits were so important, and that's the path that Mrs. D has to hurt Hakeem, because she want all 3 sons. She got 2 of them on the hook. I don't know how she's going to get Dre yet, but she got 2 of them on the hook right now. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think when Anika goes to Mrs. D, I think Mrs. D's son is going to represent her in the custody court. I also believe that Lucious is going to want to know what's going on, why his family don't like him so much. And he's going to turn, they're not really going to answer him because they don't want to upset him. So he's going to turn to the one that seems the most gentle at this time, and that's going to be Jamal. And Jamal is going to try to help him through his amnesia situation. But the problem is Jamal's tied to Warren, and Jamal's going to confide in Warren what's going on with his father. Warren's going to take the information back to Mrs. D, and they're going to know that Lucious Lyons is out the game. He don't remember who he is. He out the game right now, so we don't have to worry about Lucious scheming. So it's only Cookie, and Cookie's holding so much weight that they could probably pull something over her head. So when they go to court and they get Lucious on the stand, so they must have petitioned Lucious or gave him a subpoena to get him in court to testify in this situation. And Lucious don't really know what's going on because his memory is all bad. He don't remember Cookie. So he gets up on that stand. Thirsty, you should have stopped him from getting on that stand. Do whatever you had to do. Because you know Lucious wouldn't have got on no stand, especially dealing with no Anika on her behalf. He'd have went up there. If he had to go up there, he'd have pleaded the fizz. I don't know nothing. That's what he would have done, but here we go. So I think Hakeem loses the custody battle for 2 scenes in the clip. One, when he was sitting in like an office or recording studio, I couldn't tell, but he was sitting there on the floor, head hanging low, shirt open, tie open, and look at defeated. Like I said before, when the head hang low, you had to hang low for a second and turn that to anger and get up and do what you got to do to get your daughter. You got to fight for your child, baby. All right, I know men have a rough time in court, but you got to do what you got to do. You keep on fighting, eventually you'll succeed. But you got to fight. They want to see how many hurdles you're going to jump through to get your daughter. So, and also, I think it was a scene with him hugging Cookie, and they just like eyes closed and real sad. I think that's when he told Cookie about losing the case, or she confronted him about losing the case, and he probably disclosed at that time what was going on with him and Mrs. D seeing Bella every Tuesday. And who knows what Mrs. D did with those situations and those visits. I think Cookie's going to confront Mrs. D about that situation, about using her son, playing with his emotions, playing with that child, and just like, you so treacherous, you so evil. And she don't know how treacherous and evil Mrs. D is. So, Cookie want this whole 20 albums in 12 months. But, like Andre said, we gonna get the line of credit. I don't think Cookie's gonna be able to get that line of credit easy. I think she's gonna be denied at several points, and Mrs. D may be contributing to her being denied. So Cookie's gonna have some flashbacks of tough times she had before, and she's gonna remember when she had nothing, was at her lowest in jail or prison, and how she had to bounce back from that. I think she's gonna use that as inspiration to lift herself back up and go out there and get that money to get them albums done. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna keep it short, and that's what I think is gonna happen in season 3. Episode 4, episode 3, season 4 of Empire. Alright, family. I love y'all. Peace.